This workout explains how the vagus nerve, which controls various bodily functions, can be irritated by inflammation and stiffness in the neck region. We introduce specific iron neck exercises designed to reactivate neck muscles and alleviate vagus nerve irritation. Before we get started, remember that as I'm introducing these exercises to you, the goal here is not strengthening the neck, it's moving and incorporating the neck muscles into proper movements so that it helps to alleviate the vagus nerve issues. So we're not looking to create a lot of resistance, we're just being very calm, natural, and stable as you do these exercises. We're going to be doing 3 different exercises for 3 sets each. The first exercise is a 360 spin in both directions. Next exercise will be a look left, look right. We're going to do that from all 4 directions to really make sure that the muscles of the neck are moving properly. And then finally, we're going to do a protraction, retraction that's going to help the neck move in various directions that are going to be helpful for alleviating the vagus nerve issue. So I have Kelly here, she's got the iron neck on. Now, very important to make sure the iron neck is in a position where it's not pulling her head either back or down. She's in a neutral position, her chin is slightly tucked. So she's gonna start the 360 spin. From this position, she's gonna turn clockwise. So go ahead and start with her. And she's moving very slowly. She's not trying to move her body at all. She's just turning her body with her feet around in a 360-degree direction. We're gonna do that 3 times, slowly but surely. And as Kelly does this, her shoulders are relaxed. The muscles of her neck, very important here, are kind of turning on and off. So as she moves to the back position, the muscles in the front of her neck are gonna turn on, and then as she comes all the way around facing the band, she's gonna feel the neck muscles in the neck turn off, and the back muscles around the back side of the neck are going to turn back on. Before she starts the next way, the other direction, we're waiting 10 seconds. So go ahead and get started. We're going to turn counterclockwise to start with her. Again, same things. What I want you doing while you're doing this is really feeling how the muscles are integrating. Right? There's not any kind of a strain. I don't want you to feel like this is challenging, but I want you to feel how muscles in the neck are turning on to stabilize your body and make sure that you're developing all those muscles around the vagus nerve properly. That's going to help alleviate any kind of inflammation in your neck. Great job, Kelly. She's going to rest here 30 or 20 seconds. Now, she can also take a step forward just to take some of the band resistance off in that 20-second time. Relaxing. We got about 8 seconds left. Let's go ahead, step back, get back into position. We're going to go again, clockwise again, and 3 times around. Ready, and start. Now, when we're doing this, obviously there's a lot of muscles around the neck that are stabilizing. We also have the trapezius muscle, the sternocleidomastoid, and the scalene muscles all integrating here and helping with stability. They're also protecting the neck, and they're big mover muscles within the neck structure, but they're also helping here, turning on and off as she moves all the way around. Now, she's resting 10 seconds. You should rest 2 if you're finished. 5, 4, 3, 2, and she's going to start counterclockwise. Right. Don't rush this process. If you follow with Kelly here, very slow, very deliberate here. We don't want to do anything quick, and we want to just make sure that the body and the neck are working to stabilize and create perfect posture as we're going around. This is her 3rd spin. Shoulders are still relaxed, face is relaxed, no unnecessary tension. She stops. We're waiting 10 seconds now. Take some deep breaths if you need to. Try to relax your shoulders. Nice straight spine, tuck your chin, and let's go again. Last set, clockwise. Working your way around nice and easily. Remember on this, the goal here is not how much resistance you can make. It's not about the musculature. It's about integrating stability into the neck. A lot of us struggle with instability of the neck, especially high up in the neck, perhaps from a previous injury, poor posture, stress from long work hours, things like that. So we want to make sure that we're developing proper posture and strength in the neck. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go counterclockwise. Last set. Turning nice and relaxed. Good. Notice in Kelly here, you don't see any veins in her neck. There's nothing that's tight and that's super overactive. It's very stable. It's very still. Her neck, her jaw, her face is very relaxed too. Try to have that same type of disposition. Face relaxed, shoulders relaxed, body relaxed. And she's going to take a step forward, and that is 360 spin. Great job, Kelly. Now, next up is we have look left, look right. Now, with look left, look right, we're going to start from the same position. So she's going to pull her chin back, just like that, nice straight posture, and she's going to start to look to the right, which is looking towards the camera, and then back to the left, all the way across. Now, you're only going as far as a range of motion, but also no pain. We don't want to go into pain. So if you have any kind of discomfort on either side, stop before you get to pain. We're just going back and forth, 8 reps each side. So as soon as she gets done, she's going, this is 3, coming back around. Good. So each look both ways is a rep. Okay, we want to get to 8 reps. Again, she's going as far as her range of motion allows, but if there's any kind of pain or discomfort in your neck, stop before you get there. It may not be a very long range of motion, and that's okay. Remember, we want to develop range of motion that's pain-free. That's going to help us alleviate the issue. Looking left, looking right. Great job, Kelly. Back and forth. Good. Now, she's going to turn 90 degrees facing the camera. So it's on the left side of her body. She's going to start that look left, look right from this position. Go ahead and get started. Start with a chin tuck. She's going all the way over towards that right shoulder and across back. Now, the reason we're doing this with the band in all 4 directions is it's turning on different muscles. Obviously, you have the range of motion challenge of moving with the resistance, but you're also challenging because the resistance is pulling her head to her right shoulder. So she's literally rotating away from that right shoulder tension and then into that right shoulder tension. So that is challenging the various muscles of the neck differently each time. Back and forth, always 8 reps. I hope you're doing this with her. Just taking it slow and steady like she's doing. You notice her arms, her shoulders, her body is very relaxed, very stable, and she's just moving her neck. Now, I like the way her eyes are really moving with her neck. Try to keep your eyes as a part of the movement of the neck. If your eyes are following your movement, it's going to help you stay stable and not accidentally tilt your head one way or the other. Now she's going to face the back. So she's going to face away from the band, and she's going to start looking right to left. She looks over that right shoulder and comes back, looks the other way. Now, think about the resistance is pulling her head back. So she's turning on a lot of these muscles in the front of the neck to help stabilize and interact with that tension. Plus she's moving through that. So there's a lot going on here. There's the movement of the neck going left to right? Because sternocleidomastoid muscles, scaling muscles are involved. There's also a lot of occipital muscles and other muscles that are deep stabilizers inside that really support the spine and protect the neck. But all those things are stabilizing while the movement is happening. So this is a little bit more advanced than the 360 spin, and that's why we're doing it second, so that she, from the 360 spin, is warmed up and ready for movement while still stabilizing. The last of these 3 cardinal directions, or 4 cardinal directions, is looking left, looking right, with the band pulling her towards her right shoulder. So again, stability and tension on this side as she moves into it and away from it. Good. Excellent. And do your best. Now, I'm here watching her, but if you're doing this without a mirror or something like that, just do your best to be as balanced as you can. I think sometimes, especially if you have tension on one side, if your vagus nerve stuff is happening on your right or your left side, you may have a tendency to bring a shoulder up. Just do your best to try to be equally balanced, all right? Incorporating the movement, and if you feel like you can't do that, take some of the resistance off so that you can be as fluid and move as freely as possible. All right, she's going to face the band this time. We're resting 20 seconds. So everybody take a break, relax a little bit here. She can take a step forward to just take some of the resistance band out. We've got 10 more seconds here, and we're going to do all 4 directions again. Good. 5, 4, 3. Let's go ahead and step back. Here we go. Round 2, look right, look left. Good. And that band is staying right there. It is rotating through the iron neck here. And again, stable. Everything below her shoulders are stable. She's just moving her neck left to right. And remember, don't move into pain. We want to move just before there's any pain or stiffness. We're not trying to like win the award for the neck, your neck going as far as possible right now. It's just moving through comfortable range of motion. So don't overdo it here. Don't see how far you can do it. We're still just activating and re-engaging muscles that may be too tight, strained, turned off. We're trying to integrate those muscles and help support the vagus nerve. Now, turning so that the left shoulder is facing the band. She's going to look right, look left. Everything's moving very smoothly. Good. Eyes are following her head, moving in each direction. Good. When you see Kelly doing it, you can see how simple and how relaxed this whole thing should feel, right? I understand that when you have some chronic issues, especially around the neck or the spine, that it's easy to kind of overdo things or to feel like there's so much kind of muscularization of the movements. Try to be as relaxed as you can and find a range of motion that gives you freedom of movement without pain and without anxiety of pain. A lot of times the anticipation of pain can be the thing that actually creates tension. Not pain itself, but like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna get hurt over here. Like, we don't wanna feel that way. Here she is facing away from the band, starting again. Again, it's always 8 reps. She's looking right and then left. You can go left to right. Doesn't matter which direction you start with as long as you're getting 8 reps on both sides. Good. Now remember that as we change the directions, the band now is pulling her body that way, to the back of her body. So she is immediately turning on the muscles of the neck here, the scalenes, the sternocleidomastoid and other intrinsic stabilizers in the neck are stabilizing her body, keeping it upright so that she can move with freedom of movement. Now that is something that your neck, if you've been kind of nursing injury or dysfunction, probably is not very good at, so you're going to want to be very patient with taking yourself through this exercise. Last movement for this, looking right, looking left. You notice that her trapezius muscles here are not doing a lot of work. First of all, she doesn't need the trapezius muscles to hold herself in this direction, but also she's not overusing traps, which are a muscle that when you have trauma in the neck can be a muscle that's overactive, can be pulling your shoulders up, can be creating unnecessary tension. So making sure that her shoulders are relaxing down, she has a nice straight spine, and she's moving left to right as easily as possible. Good. And come to rest. She's going to step forward. 20 seconds rest here. Perfect opportunity to grab a sip of water. So we'll do our final round here. Now, sometimes if you feel like this is your first time or you feel like your muscles are a little bit hot or you're just feeling warm from this is not easy. I don't want it to be hard, but I do understand that just by doing this can create some fatigue. Feel free to stop after 2 and maybe work your way to 3 sets. All right, she's going to get started on her 3rd set again. Looking right, looking left. Nothing changes. Form relaxed shoulders, just moving very smoothly through looking left, looking right. Not trying to overdo it. She's not adding resistance right now on the 3rd set. This is not a strength training exercise or program. This is really alleviation of vagus nerve dysfunction. So if that's an issue you have, you're watching this to do these exercises, to perform these movements, and we're helping to alleviate the vagus nerve issue. All right, so don't do this as a strengthener of the neck right now. Think of it as like I'm moving the muscles, I'm moving my neck appropriately to help create the functionality for the vagus nerve to be healthy and not aggravated because of dysfunction of the muscles of the neck. back and forth. All right, and then she's going to turn and starting again, looking right, looking left. Good. This whole program should take you about 10 to 12 minutes. If you can do it once a week, big win for you. If you do it twice a week, fantastic. I'd start off twice a week, making sure that like afterwards everything feels good. You should actually feel better the next day. So just be gentle with this process. Don't overdo it thinking, hey, if I do it every day, I'm going to be completely, free of my issues. Like, understand that like with anything that you're trying to integrate back into your body, there's a neuromuscular connection that needs to happen. There's some recovery that needs to happen. And with anything around the neck or the spinal cord in general, you want to just be very careful and take it slow. So she's facing away from the band now, looking right, looking left. Super important also that she's not pushing her head out. Sometimes an overcompensation for that resistance pulling her back can be a chin protrusion. So you want to keep her chin neutral, her spine neutral. She's getting all those muscles in the neck to move, stabilize, back and forth. Very good work. We're almost done. Take it slow. Don't rush through these last couple of reps here. Make sure that you're getting the right form, the right relaxation, the right range of motion for you. Now, she's got great range of motion. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's how far you need to go, right? Just take it wherever your neck tells you, hey, that's comfortable. Don't go past into discomfort and pain. Okay, stay in the comfortable zone. Trust that the movement itself will help to alleviate some of those discomfortable things as you continue to do these weeks after week. Back and forth, last round here. Looking right, looking left. Good. Now, she's very relaxed. Understand that just by her standing here with this resistance band pulling her to the right, there are muscles that are turned on. She may be feeling a little bit of core right now. And even though she's relaxed and stable from her upper body, there is some stability things happening with your core. If that's happening for you, just notice it. Don't do anything more than just notice where you might be feeling a little bit of fatigue. That's okay too. I mean, anytime you're doing an exercise where you're trying to stabilize your body and move smoothly and effectively, you might feel that, and that's okay. All right, she's done. Go ahead and relax, step forward. If you want to take the iron neck off for a few minutes, you can. But now we're going to move on to our third and final exercise, which is the protraction retraction. For our third exercise, we have protraction retraction. Now, Kelly's facing the anchor point. Band has tension. She's going to just make sure she's in the position where she's feeling that connection with the band. She's now going to bring her chin forward. Now, only her chin moves forward, and then she's going to pull and retract her chin back as far as it'll go. We're going to do that 6 reps and then face the opposite direction. So take this nice and slow. Notice with Kelly, nothing below her shoulders is moving. Everything's happening from the neck. Now, only go far forward as you do not experience pain. You don't want to experience any pain or discomfort. Come forward where you can, and then bring it back. Tuck the chin and find full range of motion without pain. That's the key. So as she finishes up her last few reps, now she has great range of motion and stability in her neck, so we get to really see it fully realized here. She's going to now turn around 180 degrees, facing the back wall. And here, small thing, because her iron neck is placed perfectly on her head, she doesn't need a lot of tension. This is actually just hanging loosely here. So when you're doing this protraction retraction, as she comes forward and then retracts her chin. Now, because the band is behind her, the difficulty or the challenge is pushing her head forward. So this is actually working the opposite muscle movement. So she's pushing that chin and head forward and then slowly retracting. So she has an eccentric retraction of her head and then a concentric protraction forward. Again, 6 reps. Notice nothing about this is fast, it's jerky, it's very slow. Only thing moving is the neck, and just use whatever range of motion works for you. Don't try to overdo this, especially your first time through. She's gotten 6, she's going to turn around, and now we're resting 20 seconds. So she's going to take a little step forward, go ahead and relax. 20 seconds rest here. This one is actually very challenging because there's a lot of muscles involved in stabilizing and moving in that kind of frontal plane there. So as she gets about 8 seconds, 7 seconds, she's going to step back, kind of get right in the position. Again, whole body stable. Now she's moving her head forward. Go ahead and get started with her and tuck that chin back. And think about the iron neck kind of sliding forward and back along a plane that doesn't dip down. There's a little bit of a dip just because of the head going forward, but for the most part, it stays very straight. It comes up and back. Excellent. Very slow, very steady. Take your time with this. This is the third exercise for a very important reason. It is the most challenging of these three and requires a lot more activation of the muscles. And so now she's moving to the back. All right, her entire body stabilizes. The band is pulling her head backwards, and she's concentrically pushing her chin and face forward, coming back to a neutral head position and then forward. With practice, this is really going to help your body and your neck stay in better alignment, which in turn will take some of the pressure and alleviate the vagus nerve issues that you're having. Right? So much of issues around the neck, especially in the spine, the tension, headaches, all that kind of starts with where our head is sitting on our neck, right? So if our head is coming forward and our posture is bringing us forward, then we're just constantly all day long holding our neck up with, or holding our head up with our neck. That can over time create a lot of the issues. All right, so this is helping with that. So do it well, but also remember, without pain and the range of motion that works for you. 3, 2, 1, here we are, third set. Retraction of the chin, protraction. So the retraction has the pulling of the muscles, and then the protraction, chin coming forward, is just really slowing the pull up from the band and controlling the neck in both directions. Again, don't let the band pull your face forward. You control the movement each way. Excellent job. Turning around. Last 6 reps here. Chin comes forward, controls the weight back. Entire lower body from her shoulders down is completely stable as she moves forward and back. Good. 6 reps, both protraction, retraction, 3 sets, and that'll complete our exercise theory. Very good. And coming back to facing the band, she takes a step forward. And at this point, you're done. You can take the iron neck off, relax, give yourself a pat on the back because you did a great job. Now, if you did 1 or 2 sets, fantastic, that's okay. As you're getting more comfortable doing this, work your way to 3 sets of all 3 of these exercises, and let us know how your vagus nerve issues are being alleviated. Give us feedback. We'd love to see it. If you found this helpful and useful for supporting your neck and alleviating the vagus nerve issues, definitely check out our training labs. You'll find the link below, and you can check out a lot of our different protocols for strengthening and mobilizing the neck in different ways to help you increase stabilization and strength in all ranges of motion.